Hello everyone, welcome to Super Coaching UPSC by Textbook. This is Venkatesh, your faculty for geography. So this is Friday. You all know on Friday I am discussing about the previous year questions asked in UPSC Civil Services for the last 25 years. Yes, all the topics, whatever the topics which have been asked in geography in the last 25 years, I'll be discussing every Saturday, every Friday at around 3 p.m. Please don't miss it. In the last weeks, we have completed about questions on India location as well as on India physiography. In this session, today, we'll be discussing about India climate. So previous year questions, you know that they are very important, be it in terms of analyzing the trends, be it in terms of completing the entire stretch of the syllabus, be it about visualizing what are the key focus areas according to UPSC, or be it in terms of a general practice to understand the concepts of Indian geography. Previous year questions help you to understand a lot of things, help you to understand a lot of things as part of this very intense competitive exam. So without any wastage of time, let's discuss this and let's start with the first question for today with this question. Now you can see here, read the question carefully, take around 1 minute or so, read, then try to get the answer. If you cannot, anyhow, immediately I'm explaining that. So it will be a one-stop solution for you to get into it. So read it carefully. Right. Now see it very quickly. I'll be answering the questions. Right. So if you see it here further, so now let's start the evaluation for this answer. You can see here, anticyclonic conditions, right? Anticyclonic conditions are formed in winter season when atmospheric pressure is high and air temperatures are low. Yes. Now, what is anticyclonic conditions? Anticyclonic conditions are where there is air divergence from an area, right? When the winds, imagine this is a block of area, the air is moving outwards. We call that conditions are anticyclonic conditions. So that is a high pressure area. So usually anticyclonic conditions are a product of high pressure, right? So let me see the comments. Any doubts you have? Just a minute. Okay. So if you see it, right. So high pressure area, anticyclonic conditions. So atmospheric pressure is high and air temperatures are low. This is the time in winter where the air conditions are very low. Temperatures are quite less. This is the winter. So winter, temperatures are low, pressure would be high. That is when we will find anticyclonic conditions. So statement 1 is assertion is right. If assertion is right, then you have to see whether the assertion is right because of the reason. Now you see, winter rainfall in northern India causes development of anticyclonic conditions with low temperatures. Rainfall is the reason why they are saying that it is developing. That is not. Assertion is right. If assertion is right, then you know that A is right. Assertion is right. then but reason is also wrong, and reason is wrong, automatically the correct option would be C. Assertion is true, R is false. Winter rainfall in northern India causes development of not anticyclonic conditions. The anticyclonic conditions are caused because of low temperatures. That is because of the seasonal migration of the sun. Those are the factors. Definitely, the low temperatures and the high pressures are not because of the winter. In fact, winter rainfall is caused because of the western disturbances, but that is nothing to do with this question at all, because the question is talking about the high pressure. So in that way, A is true, R is false. Now the learnings from this, will any other topper will get this answer right? Probably if I divide this question into level 1 question, level 2 and level 3, I would say this question somewhere as varying between around level 2. Okay, definitely it is not very difficult, definitely it is not that easy in the initial level. Maybe as geography is understandable to you and all, that level 2 also with time can become level 1. So I would say that by the time you reach the exam, this should be level 1 only, but while you are preparing, it could be level 2 absolutely okay, right? So that is the thing. Then let's move to the next. So the learnings from this next time, what is anticyclonic condition? Whenever you remember anticyclonic conditions, high pressure area, wind will be divergence, there will be clear skies, no rainfall. So please remember, clear skies, no rainfall, high pressure, anticyclonic conditions. And this is what we call atmospheric stability. There is no opportunity for the air to rise. When there is no opportunity for the air to rise, how can you get moisture being taken to the greater heights? No convection. When there is no convective rainfall, there would not be any kind of things like associated with these kind of things. Say with the process of convection, you will have thunderstorm formation, you will have cyclone formation, you will have a stormy condition. All such kind of things are usually avoided. So that is the key thing. Atmospheric stability means high pressure, clear skies, no rainfall. Atmospheric instability is the opposite. Low pressure, winds are entering, air is rising, cyclonic conditions, thunderstorm, whatever the things are. Right? So this is the base. Always develop. You see this atmospheric instability occurring in the months of around June, July, uh, in the months of March, April, May. From almost March to September, you can feel such kind of circumstances across different parts of India, right? For example, the Kal Baisakhi winds, the local winds in Assam and West Bengal, where do you find the nor'westers as well? These are nothing but the convective rainfall areas in our part of the world. Right. So this is the learnings. Let us move to the next question now. Now answer this question. Right. Try to answer this question here in the comments. Right. Now it's a very easy question. I expect you to get it right very quickly here. Okay. So as you can see, high temperature, just now we have discussed, high temperature, low pressure over the Indian subcontinent during the summer season draws air from the Indian Ocean, leading to the inblowing of what winds? There is a high temperature. So Indian subcontinent, let's draw the India map here. Okay, you have the high temperature and low pressure, high temperature, over the Indian landmass, Indian subcontinent. You can say about India, you can talk about Bangladesh, you can talk about Myanmar, or generally it is about Indian Gangetic plains also. Then over the Indian subcontinent draws air from the Indian Ocean. So this low pressure is attracting the air from the Indian Ocean like this, right? Is attracting the air from the Indian Ocean. What do you call this kind of system here? We call this system as southwest monsoon. So answer is B. It's a very simple statement. Then can you miss such kind of questions in the exam? These kind of questions, definitely not. You should never miss such kind of questions. Number one, logic. Number two, whenever there is a topic about India's monsoon, in general, for majority of the topics, you have to see the correlation between how there is low pressure conditions on the Indian landmass and how there is high pressure conditions in the Indian Ocean. So monsoons, anything which favors low pressure of the Indian Ocean, Indian landmass and high pressure in the Indian Ocean, it is actually favorable for monsoons. The opposite, not favorable. El Nino is not favorable because it will have an impact on the high pressure area. So like that we can discuss that, or it is only with except the Indian Ocean dipole. For all the other factors, for monsoons, you have to take into these considerations only. Low pressure conditions of the Indian landmass, high pressure conditions of the Indian Ocean. This will determine whether monsoons are favorable or not favorable, which factor is favorable, not favorable. This would be doing. In the exam, don't expect this question to be getting it as wrong. If you get these questions wrong, I am saying you would be lagging behind very, very much. In fact, 3-4 such kind of questions doing mistakes, blunders in the exam because of the present competition, and only around 100 questions are taking as a base for calculation of the total marks. 4-5 mistakes of such blunders, you are literally out of the race. Yes, there might be one exception where you can get it right, but usual norm is many of you won't get it right if you do around 4-5 mistakes of such questions. Mistakes are acceptable, difficult questions are acceptable. This is not acceptable. Imagine that you are becoming the IAS officer without understanding about what is called India's monsoon, right? It's a basic thing. It is not in-depth understanding also. It's a basic thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So this is a level 1 question where you are supposed to get it right. Move forward. There are also level 3. I will explain which is level 3, which is not expected from you to know. Now try to answer this question. Indian Ocean dipole. So if you see this Indian Ocean dipole, with reference to Indian Ocean dipole, sometime mentioned in the news while forecasting India's monsoon, which of the following statements are correct? Now you see, Indian Ocean dipole is a phenomenon characterized by difference in sea surface temperature, between tropical Western Indian Ocean and tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean. Indian Ocean beneficial can influence an El Nino's impact on the monsoons. These are the statements, right? So if you see the statements, now you see an Indian Ocean dipole is characterized by difference in sea surface temperature between tropical Western Indian Ocean. Tropical Western Indian Ocean means around the coast of Africa. Tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean. Eastern Pacific Ocean is Peru. For the Pacific Ocean, the tropical Western Pacific Ocean is Indonesia, Australia. The tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean means coast of Peru. Indian Ocean dipole, why would you get into tropical Eastern Pacific Ocean? Definitely this statement is wrong, right? The blunder. It's a simple blunder. tropical eastern Indian Ocean, statement is right. It is not Pacific. If you have read about everything about Indian Ocean dipole, what is the consequence, and you haven't seen this simple word here, it's a blunder in the exam. So these are the statements you are not supposed to do. So one is, statement is wrong. Indian Ocean dipole phenomena can influence an El Nino's impact on the monsoons. Definitely yes. Answer is B. 2 only. Now let's try to see this kind of things. Now let me explain. What is Indian Ocean dipole? What is Indian Ocean dipole? Indian Ocean dipole refers to difference in ocean temperature between the east and the west, and that alter the atmospheric circulation. So like we have the two concepts of El Nino and La Nina, ENSO, which we call it as. Similar variant of Indian Ocean is about the Indian Ocean dipole. Within the name itself, there is the word called dipole. What do you mean by dipole here? Polarity. Polarity means one extreme, another extreme, two extremes you have. Then dipole, polarity, two extremes. In which, where? Within the Indian Ocean. So one in the Pacific, one in the African coast towards the coast of Somalia, another in the coast of Indonesia. So whenever there is a positive phase, that means it is talking about dipolarity of polarity of what? Polarity of temperatures. If you have more temperatures in the Arabian Sea or in the towards the Pacific Ocean at the coast of Indian Ocean at the coast of Africa, Somalia, there is more temperatures here. What will happen here? If you have more temperatures here, temperatures are high, then what will happen is usually you'll have more moisture in the air. See, it is a bit far away. It is not from the typical high pressure which you find in the Indian Ocean through which winds are entering into India. So usually this is a high pressure. Monsoonal winds, northeast, southeast monsoons travel like this. When they travel across this, usually because of the more temperatures here, these winds are able to attract some kind of moisture from this region and enter into India. So this is the thing. So some of you might have a confusion because, sir, this is high pressure, this is low pressure. No. Yes, it is low pressure, but the kind of low pressure you had on the Indian landmass is a significant one which is able to attract the winds. So because of the things, the force of the low pressure, the pressure gradient here much more is dominant than this, because of which winds are attracted. As they are traveling, you are gathering some kind of moisture, right? So that is the thing, warmer than normal. So what is the, how is Indian Ocean dipole is having an impact? Indian Ocean dipole, if there is a positive phase, that means there is warm temperatures at Somalia. So because of this warm temperatures, the southwest monsoonal winds drag moisture rather. Southwest monsoons are dragging moisture from the ocean. In fact, this process will be more during the positive phase. Because of this, what will happen is Indian Ocean dipole will be having a favorable impact on the monsoons. Will it have a significant impact replacing the entire El Nino conditions? No, but it can influence. So for example, monsoons are like this much here. It is like, you know, like a car. For a car to be running, you need multiple things, no? You need the petrol, you need around the battery, you need around the car to be at the right gear, you also need around the tires to be at the right position, isn't it? So there are multiple factors. For example, El Nino is one factor, Indian Ocean dipole is another factor. Among these things, monsoons are also like that only. They need multiple factors. So Indian Ocean dipole, southwest monsoonal winds. Remember, IOD, positive, favorable, negative, not favorable. What is negative phase of IOD? Negative phase is opposite. Instead of warm temperatures here, you'll find cold temperatures at Somalia rather than at Indonesia. So because this occasionally occurs, whenever it occurs, there is a negative influence on India's monsoon. That is what you have understood. Right? Got it, all of you? right? Got it? Yeah, good. So with this statement, so definitely it is answer is B only. Then let's go to the next question. Now answer this question. Bangalore receives much higher average annual rainfall than Mangalore. Bangalore has benefit of receiving rainfall from southwest and northeast monsoon season. Now let's see there both Bangalore and Mangalore's location. You can see here, if you talk about the blank map of India, so you will see that, okay, let me take the color. You can see here, this would be Bangalore. This is where you will find Mangalore. So when you find Bangalore and Mangalore here, you will see that when winds are entering here, for example, when winds are entering, the southwest monsoons will have more rainfall because of the blockage here. You have the Western Ghats. So during the southwest monsoon season, Mangalore will receive more rainfall. And Bangalore, when compared with Mangalore, definitely receives around lesser rainfall. Yes, people who are from Bangalore, they might say we receive very heavy, decent amount of rainfall. I do understand that, but generally, when compared with Bangalore and Mangalore, you will find that Bengaluru is getting more rainfall than Mangaluru, right? These are the new words, isn't it? Right. So it is always Mangaluru, that is on the coast, which receives more rainfall, not in the interiors, right? So with this, you need to know that Bangalore receiving much higher average annual rainfall than that of Mangalore, this statement itself is wrong. So A is wrong. There is only one option, which is that it is option D, right? See, this is the thing. And even though imagine that Bengaluru receives more amount of rainfall from northeast, which is not the case also, very lesser rainfall, but the amount of rainfall India receives is always more from the southwest monsoon. The 4 months of southwest itself constitutes around 75 to 80% of India's rainfall. If that is the case, you have to always see the proportionality between how much amount of rainfall you receive in 4 months compared with the remaining 8 months. Right? Got it? So this is the thing. Right. Let's move to the next question now. The seasonal reversal of winds is a typical characteristic of. It's a typical characteristic of. We all know it. It is the monsoonal climate. Southwest monsoon, northeast monsoon. So it is a typical characteristic of monsoonal climate, right? Then next question. Now you see this question. The duration of the monsoon decreases from South India to North India. Is that the case? Does the duration of monsoon decreases from Southern India to Northern India? Yes or no? Definitely yes. We have seen that Kerala gets monsoons around the first week of June, and from there slowly, by the time it covers around entire India, it will take July. First week of June, Kerala, then by around the 10th, you will see around covering around until Tamil, until even you can see Telangana entering into Maharashtra. By around mid of June, 15th, you will see Madhya Pradesh slowly covering 15th to 20th. By around 25th, you will see covering slowly moving towards Delhi. So Delhi usually gets rainfall in the months of from around late June or early July. That is the usual starting point of a monsoon. And by the time it covers the entire North India, it will be around July first week, right? So it is by Northwest India, it would be July first week. July first week. So for Northwest India, the monsoons are only for 3 months. And for Kerala, it is 4 months. Even the retreating monsoon, you will see that it will be having an impact, retreating monsoon, the reverse monsoon which we get, northeast monsoon season, that also begins first in North India, and then it will, by the time it covers entire South India, it will be taking more time. So duration is almost more than 4 months sometimes for the south, and for the north it is only around 3 months. So definitely first statement is right. Then the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plains of India decreases as you move from east to west. That is, say from Kolkata towards Delhi, Kolkata, Patna, Bihar, Patna, Lucknow, Delhi, and then into Jaipur, you will see the rainfall will decreasing. So east to west, rainfall also will decrease. It is both 1 and 2. Now you see this explanation here, which I am trying to tell you. This is very, very important. Why does the rainfall decreases as you move from east to west? So see the point. We have the Bay of Bengal branch, the southwest monsoon season, which travels here. Now here you have the mighty Himalayas. These Himalayas will deflect the winds here. As they deflect, the winds of southwest monsoon travel along the foothills of the Himalayas and they start blowing like this. So like this also they will be blowing. So slowly here you will see that Arabian Sea branch also will be giving rainfall, and that is the reason why you will get decent rainfall here. So rainfall in general decreases as you move from east to west, and then slowly along the foothills you will have decent rainfall. The reason is because of the wind direction and the topography of Himalayas. The greater Himalayas, what is the height? Excuse me. Great. Just a minute. There is some kind of a phone which has begun, right? So you will see that when you talk about the wind systems, they are traveling like this. So along the foothills of the Himalayas, you have decent amount of rainfall, and these wind systems cannot cross the greater Himalayas because of their huge altitude, right? So the greater Himalayas altitude 6,000 meters, they cannot cross, right? That is a thing. So with this idea, what I am trying to tell you is, in fact, there was a question asked why this previous year question sessions are very, very important for your exam is this. You can see here in the 2023 GS paper 1, right, mains exam, they asked a question, why is the southwest monsoon called as Purvaya, easterly in the Bhojpur region? They are asking a question that this. They asked a question in 2023. Now, why they are called as Purvaya? If you have understood this base, Purvaya means easterly. So, where is Bhojpur? Bhojpur is the region which is located here, right? This is the Bhojpur region. Now, when you are talking about this region of Bihar, Bhojpur region, imagine this is Bihar. The winds are coming, though it is southwest monsoon, the winds are coming from the east, no? From the eastern side, right? For them, what is east? This is east, no? See, if you are located here, this is the eastern side, eastern India. So the winds are coming from the east. So that's why they are called as Purvaya, easterly winds. Now you see the correlation. If you only have seen such kind of question in the exam, the first thing which will be worried, why is called it as Purvaya, easterly in Bhojpur region? It is southwest, no? What is the direction? If you have had some kind of calmness during the exam, if you have understood what I have explained today, without your back-end knowledge of calling this region, calling southwest monsoon being called as Purvaya, if you are not aware, still you will be able to answer because you have a command of geography now, isn't it? That is why previous year questions are a very, very important thing, because it will help you to prepare for some kind of abnormalities. My learnings for you is always about this. Getting the answer is only one dimension. Getting the answer is only one dimension. You got the answer, but what you learn out of that, that is very, very important. Hope you all of you have got this, right? Got this? Okay, that's good. So let's move forward. Now you see, there is another question which is asked in the same way. Just now we have seen this question. Yes, Gayatri, Anjum, you got it right. Right. Now you see these questions. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of the Indian cities in the decreasing order of their normal annual rainfall? In terms of rainfall, which are the areas are will getting decreasing rainfall? Observe this. Now you see, where do you find more high rainfall? Kerala. Kochi is part of Kerala. Yes. So the first thing is Kochi, Kerala. So option D is eliminated. Option D is eliminated. Then within Kochi and Kochi here, then you see Kolkata, Delhi, Patna, Kolkata, Patna, Delhi. You see Kolkata, then Delhi, then Patna. There is no order. Whereas Kolkata, Patna, Delhi, you see there is an order, west to east. So Kochi, generally Western Ghats of India receives more rainfall. Then rainfall decreases from the west to the east. This is also a previous year question. There is some kind of repetition even in the UPSC civil services. Yes, extent of repetition is not that high, agreed. But in terms of practice, if you have done some 20 to 25 years of practice, there is no harm in it. Yes, if you do only this and go to the exam, this is not sufficient, definitely. But there is no harm in practicing it. So that's why answer is Kochi, Kolkata, Patna, Delhi. Answer is C. In fact, this is also a repetition of the same question here. In fact, there was another question which was also asked in the same way, which is a repetition of the same template. Now let's go to the next question. High temperatures and low pressure in the Indian subcontinent during the summer season, leading to the blowing of southwest monsoon. We have already discussed this question, right? So we have explained this. Let's move. This is also explained. Okay, there is some repetition here, I guess, right? So that's about the questions for today. Hope you all have understood this, the previous year questions, the learnings and all. Hope you have got into it. So get into my Telegram channel for the PDF file of this previous year questions with explanations and all. Okay, the annotated file and all I'll be giving you to here, right? So if you have any doubts about geography, you can always interact with me. That's it for today then. We'll come back with another topic again next week. Every Friday, I'm doing previous year questions. Don't miss these sessions. Thank you for watching. Have a good time, all of you. Take care. Thank you.